Hi guys, it is 25th of March 2019 today, and I'm going to share a dream that I had on the 16th of March 2019. It is, as the title says, it's about a sky event, ribbons of colour, an explosion, and baby arrives in a box, or the arrival of the man-child. So in the dream, I was at the back of my house and I looked up to the sky and I saw a smoky, fiery streaks in an irregular pattern in the sky, like it was like a rocket that had gone out of control and was firing in an irregular pattern in all directions all throughout the sky. So I ran into the house to get my phone and I began recording. I was following the fiery trail as it travelled in a straight line across the sky, and it became wider and thicker and larger and lower to the ground. It was a fiery orange, as if it was ablaze. It looked like a Dave Dobbs Planet X capture, but it was much more intense and much closer down to the ground, and it looked similar to this. It looked like at the bottom left here. I can't see the bottom, but it was in that shape, in that colour. And this one here, and it looked like this except sideways, and it looked more fiery like this one, more fiery and billowing smoke, but sideways and in a V shape. And then I saw, as I went round the corner of the back of my house by the washing line, I saw a thick wavy line in the sky, and it was in three distinct shades, but I couldn't tell what the colours were because the scene had changed to black and white, but I could tell that they were different colours. And as I looked at it, I gasped and instantly thought to myself, ribbons of colour in the sky. This is what others have received, will be a sign preceding the 3 days of darkness. And this darkness follows, and before the 3 days of darkness is meant to be the great global quake, which is the sixth seal cataclysmic quake. And the ribbons of colour is actually meant to be the auroras, which are usually only seen in the northern and southern hemispheres, but it will be seen globally, and it's, I think it's meant to be caused by a huge solar flare or coronal mass ejection. So we'll be seeing this type of beautiful colours all over the world. And it won't be, I don't think it'll be just in certain parts, but it'll be seen globally. So this is a sign to look out for. And then the next thing is the wavy line suddenly exploded with debris falling everywhere. I screamed and I was greatly alarmed, and so I ran inside to take cover. This explosion, I think it represents, it could be a physical event, but it could also be spiritual, because I received in a previous dream that the explosion represents a spiritual event which is dunamis, which is mighty miraculous power of God, which is what the man-child will be receiving, or the first fruits. And this could be represented in the baby that I'll tell you about in the dream, who showed great strength and great intellect. So as I ran for cover inside the house, I noticed that a piece of debris was a cylinder-shaped piece of material, like foam tubing. I'm really not sure what this means, so I haven't got the interpretation for that yet. And as my husband and I closed the glass laundry door, we saw the tubing change into a baby. We became afraid, and I'm not sure why we were afraid. And we locked the door, and the baby boy, he was already walking and he was unclothed. He fiddled with the door lock, which was at his height, low to the ground, and he managed to unlock the door from the outside and began pushing it open. We were scared, and we pushed back against the door and locked the door again. And this happened 2 or 3 times, with the baby being able to unlock and push against the door. And each time we had to try and struggle and push the door back closed, we felt fear for some reason. So because we watched the baby fiddling with the lock, and he was able to unlock it, and he was able to push against 2 adult people trying to push the door back closed against him, but he had enough strength to actually push the door open a bit. This baby he showed intelligence and strength. And finally in the dream, we just let the baby in, and as he came in, I was thinking to myself, and I had a knowing that he would grow up and mature much quicker than a normal baby. And this represents the man-child, or first fruits in scripture, who matures early or first. And also we found a brown box with wording on it. I had white wording all over it, but all I can remember is it said something like 1 boy. I knew it was the box that the baby, put the baby back up, that the baby was delivered in, or had arrived in. It was a delivery box. So this represents the arrival or delivery of the man-child. And the relevant scripture for this is Revelation 12:2. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth, and pained to be delivered. And verse 4 says, and the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. So, and the dream just ended with my family just interacting with the baby, and this time we felt no fear at all. So possibly, I'm not sure why the fear left. Maybe it means that it's a message for everyone. When they see the man-child manifest on this earth in the end times, when the tribulation begins, that they don't need to fear us at all. We're here to help them. The man-child is here to help and to serve in the end times. And yeah, and then I finished doing the laundry. Don't know what that means. So I know not everyone listening might understand this, but many people have received dreams, visions and words about these events that are to come. And pray to God and seek your own confirmation if you're not really familiar with these things that I've shared. And for those who already know and who have ears, spiritual ears to hear, I guess this is another confirmation, and hopefully it means it's soon, and this is this year. This is my 3rd man-child dream or message given, so you can look back to my others, or I might link them below if you like. Yeah. So just be prepared spiritually. That's the main thing. And other people have been given instructions to instruct us to be prepared physically as well, by stocking up and being prepared physically in whatever way the Lord leads you to. But the main thing is to be 100% saved and submitted to God. If you're hearing His voice, and He speaks to us in many different ways, make sure you're being obedient, and when you submit to Him fully, God will lead you all the way. He won't leave you alone. So God bless. Yeah, exciting times we're in. God bless. Bye.